Welcome to This Explainer. I am your host, your strategist, and today we are completely decoding how to master Section 5.2 of the Cambridge Information Technology Syllabus 9626. We're talking about the consequences of malware for organizations and individuals. But listen, we aren't just going to sit here and review basic textbook definitions of what malware is. You already know that. Instead, we are going to look behind the curtain. We're going to act like street artists, making our mark with bold strokes of creativity, but entirely backed by rock-solid structure. We are going to analyze the exact academic benchmarks and examiner expectations that dictate precisely how you earn your marks on exam day. Picture this. Two students walk into the exact same 9626 paper. We've got Alex. Alex overloads his answers with raw computer science facts, dumping every single thing he memorized onto the page, but with absolutely zero analysis. Then we have Sam. Sam rushes, Sam panics, completely misses the command word requirements, and writes a vague, unstructured paragraph. Both of them walk out thinking they nailed it. Both of them lose massive points. Why? Because they didn't understand the examiner's playbook. If you want to stop guessing, stop acting like Alex and Sam, and start engineering perfect, high-scoring extended responses, you are in the exact right place. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's quickly check out our roadmap for today. We'll be moving through 5 critical stages. 1. The 15% goldmine. 2. Core analytical principles. 3. The method mark strategy. 4. Deconstruct, solve, evaluate. And finally, 5. Examiner warnings. We are moving progressively from the core theory straight into the exact methods and pitfalls you need to conquer this exam topic.
Section 1. The 15% goldmine. High stakes in Paper 2. Let's kick things off with a foundational question. Why does this specific topic demand your absolute, undivided focus?
Look at that number, 15. What's absolutely wild about this is the sheer weight of this single specific topic. Section 5.2 accounts for approximately 15% of your total marks in Paper 2. Let that sink in for a second. That is an absolute goldmine. This isn't just some minor footnote in the syllabus. It's the kind of margin that can literally shift your overall grade by 1, maybe even 2 full boundaries. Think about our friend Sam rushing through this section. Rushing through 15% of the exam is essentially throwing away your target grade. But here's the catch. Capturing that full 15% requires a very specific, tactical approach. It requires understanding exactly what the Cambridge examiners are actively hunting for with their red pens when they read your responses. They aren't looking for a data dump. They are looking for a highly structured argument.
Section 2. Core analytical principles. The rules of the game. To capture those marks, we've got to understand the academic benchmarks shaping the grading criteria.
The syllabus doesn't just want you to regurgitate a list of facts. It specifically targets these 3 distinct cognitive domains: knowledge and understanding, application, and analysis. This is where we need to break down Cambridge Computer Science specific assessment objectives. What is knowledge? Knowledge is knowing that ransomware encrypts files. That's basic. What is application? Application is taking that knowledge and applying it specifically to the given scenario, like explaining how that ransomware locks down a hospital's patient database, preventing doctors from seeing medical histories. And what about analysis? Analysis is taking it a step further. It's examining the compounding, cascading consequences of that attack. The financial impact of the ransom, the legal impact of data privacy breaches, the life or death operational impact. That is where the marks are truly earned. This requires you to deeply decode the command words in the prompt. Are they asking you to identify, describe, or evaluate? Your answer completely changes based on that command word. Before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now.
Look at this quote directly from the mandate. The assessment framework prioritizes analytical depth over superficial breadth. This is exactly where our hypothetical student Alex completely falls apart. Alex writes down 10 different types of malware, giving a superficial, one-sentence definition for each. He thinks he's showing off his breadth of knowledge, but the examiner doesn't care. The examiners want deep, logical reasoning about malware impacts. They would much rather see you take just 2 specific consequences of a malware infection and analyze them comprehensively from top to bottom, rather than see you briefly name-drop 10 different viruses without any substantive context. Depth always wins.
Section 3. The method mark strategy. Process over product. So how do we actually achieve that analytical depth in practice under time pressure?
This right here is your computer science success blueprint. This 5-step sequence is your absolute secret weapon. The Cambridge examination system heavily utilizes what we call a method mark strategy. This means your step-by-step process of solving the problem actually earns you points along the way. Step 1. Deconstruct the question. Highlight the command word. Step 2. Extract relevant data from the prompt. Step 3. Select your analytical framework. For example, top students often use the PEAL framework here: point, evidence, explanation, link. It's a fantastic analytical structure to ensure you're proving your claims. Step 4. Execute your analysis with clear, systematic notation. And Step 5. Present the final result using correct professional IT terminology. It is a highly systematic processing sequence that ensures you don't leave a single available mark on the table.
Section 4. Deconstruct, solve, evaluate, elevating your answer. Let's move to our next section and see how this builds into higher-order problem solving. We're going to do a little interactive workshop right now. The crucial point here is the massive contrast between a descriptive approach and an evaluative one. Let's do a challenge, a mental data scan. Imagine a complex computer science data table, showing a company's server downtime after a malware attack. Lower order answers, the descriptive ones, just extract the data. They literally just read the table back to the examiner. The server was down for 48 hours. Boom, that's it. But higher order answers, the evaluative ones that score the top grades, actively evaluate the quality of that evidence. They identify the assumptions being made in the scenario. They look for alternative interpretations. They say, while the server was only down for 48 hours, the reputational damage could result in long-term customer churn that outlasts the technical downtime. Do you see the difference? Problem solving here uses a strict deconstruct, solve, evaluate loop. You must identify the flaw, break it down, solve it systematically, check your findings, and then make highly justified recommendations. Speaking of recommendations, stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at @acetheexams_IGCS to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @acetheexams_IGCS and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
Section 5. Examiner warnings. Pitfalls to avoid. Even with the best analytical framework in the world, things can go wrong under exam pressure. It is literally the million-dollar question, right? If candidates know the material, if they've studied the syllabus, why aren't they getting the grades? Well, the examiners have explicitly documented exactly what goes wrong in their past reports, and we need to pay close attention to this data so we don't repeat history.
These are the top 3 red flag mistakes pulled directly from Cambridge Principal Examiner reports. First, candidates simply forget to apply the proper format. Second, they fail to check their presentation and verify their final results. And third, and I need you to listen to me carefully on this one because it's absolutely critical, they provide answers that are not specific to the given context. This is exactly what Sam does. Sam reads Malware and just starts writing a generic, pre-memorized essay about viruses. But if the exam question specifically describes an e-commerce business hit by malware, and you provide generic consequences that apply to a school network, you will lose those marks. Your data interpretation skills here have to be razor sharp. You must interpret relationships and formulate your answers based exactly 100% on the text and context provided in the prompt. Context is king.
Furthermore, examiners have issued a major alert. Candidates constantly confuse key computer science terminology. They mix up phishing and farming, or a virus and a worm. Because of this, your strongest defense mechanism is the terminology strategy. Always define your key terms explicitly before you deploy them in an extended exam response. By clearly defining the term right out of the gate in your first sentence, you immediately demonstrate true foundational understanding to the examiner. You are anchoring the rest of your analytical and evaluative arguments on a rock-solid foundation that they cannot dispute. As you review your notes today, I really want you to ask yourself this question. Look at your study methods. Are you prioritizing superficial breadth, or are you prioritizing analytical depth? To guarantee top marks, you need 3 rules. Number 1, strict command word decoding. Number 2, rigorous application of analytical frameworks like PEAL. And number 3, a solid time management matrix so you don't rush like Sam. The assessment framework demands evidence-based reasoning, logical structuring, and an evaluative mindset. Embrace the method mark strategy, remember the examiner warnings, and completely transform how you approach Section 5.2. Students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos.
Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here. Thank you for joining this explainer, and keep pushing for that analytical depth.